Hi, today we're going to be learning about dividing numbers with trailing zeros. Here we go. So before we start, I just want to point out one property of division that is very important to understand in order to do this strategy with division. So 25 divided by 5, we all know that's 5. We also might know that 250 divided by 50 is also 5. So if you compare these two questions, I've increased both numbers in the division question by a factor of 10, but the answer is the same. I can keep doing this. I can increase my original numbers each by a factor of 100, and my quotient, my answer, is still going to be 5. That's because 5 goes into 25 the same number of times that 50 goes into 250, and as 500 goes into 2500. So we're going to use this property of division to help us with these division questions today that have trailing zeros. Let's start with this. 4,200 divided by 700. Now, going back to the examples I just showed you, we know that I can increase or decrease each side of this question by the same factor of 10, and it will not affect the answer. So I'm going to decrease each side by 10, which eliminates a 0 on each side. And I'm going to decrease by another 10. So in total, I've decreased both sides of this question by a factor of 100, but it's not going to change the original answer because I know that 700 goes into 4,200 the same number of times that 7 goes into 42. So my answer for this is simply 6. So I'm still dividing my non-zero numbers to get my answer, and then I'm going to just decrease both sides of this question by as many factors as I can, as long as it's the same for both sides of the question. Let's try that again. Let's use the same non-zero numbers and go 42,000 divided by 70. So we know that our answer is going to contain a 6 because 42 divided by 7 is still 6. But how many zeros will I have in my answer? Well, I know that I can remove equal numbers of zeros on each side of the division sign, and then I go from there. So here I was only able to decrease both factors by 10 times, which left me with 2 zeros in this first number. Those 2 zeros are part of my answer now. $360,000 divided by 600. Same idea. Let's look at our non-zero numbers first. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. And now let's get rid of as many zeros as we can. I can get rid of 2 on this side, and I have to match 2 on the other side of the division sign. So I have 2 zeros left. 600 again. Okay, let's try 1,800,000 divided by 9,000. Here my non-zero numbers are 18 divided by 9, so my answer will start with a 2. And then I can get rid of 3 zeros on each side. So I'm just decreasing both sides of the division question by 1,000 times. But that will not affect my overall answer. I should tack on 2 zeros. So 200 is my answer. Let's look at one other one that's a bit trickier. 200,000 divided by 500. Now you might look at this one and say, I can't divide 2 by 5 and get a whole number answer, which is correct. But I can extend the 2 to make 20, and 20 can divide by 5 to give a whole number answer of 4. So from here I'm going to cross out an equal number of zeros on each side of the division question, and then just take the extra zeros for my answer. This 0 that was part of the 20 is not one of your extra zeros, so don't take that. It's only the unclaimed zeros that you can take. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and pause the video, try these questions, and then come back to check your answers. Okay, so for 2,700 divided by 30, first we can look at our non-zero numbers. That division will give us 9. I can eliminate 1 0 from each side, which leaves me 1 extra 0 to tack on, 90. 56 divided by 8 is 7. I can eliminate 3 zeros from each side, which leaves me only 1 extra. 70 is my answer. Here, 3 divided by 5, that won't work out to a whole number, so I'm going to take 30 and divide that by 5, which will give me 6. I can eliminate 2 zeros from each side, gives me 1 extra 0, 60. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 extra 0, 50.